Hey, do you know what made this character so special? Someone sat down and was like, what if we put a fighting game character into an FPS game? And Peak was born. Whether you've played Doomfist or not, I want to talk about the genre that he reigns from and how you need to start giving them a more honest chance. Doom and Overwatch 1 had a lot of fighting game elements that you may know of. Slam into uppercut into... I see it used to be quite effective. You could combo people in an FPS. Do you know how cool that was? His abilities flowed into one another like a symphony of ass whoopery. Any move of his could be a combo starter or ender, kind of. Combine this with crazy mobility plus rollouts where you launch yourself really far to accomplish... I don't know, it looks cool. And you've got a recipe for a character worth starting a YouTube channel over. Overwatch 2? What'd you expect, some sort of sad music with me talking about how Tank Doom sucks? Nah, I'm up now. I'm not talking about Tank Doom today. This character, though, ooh, fascinating. Toko lore dropping coming back before I started making content. I used to play a lot of Dota 2, you know, big Dota 2 guy. Dota 2, seriously? I don't even know what Dota 2 is. It's just the first thing that came to mind. Smash! I used to play a lot of Smash Ultimate Smash 4. Never too much online, though, because I would get very angry at the poor netcode. Hey, that's at least a big +1 for you. At least I don't lag in your games. So I dabbled in fighting games a little bit. A bit of Smash versus CPUs and a little bit of other stuff, but that's honestly it. But it was enough of a foundational interest to make DPS Doom that much cooler to me. And I bet a lot of you share the same sentiment. But as I was saying, this character being, murdered, I've been playing other crazy shit to scratch an itch I didn't even know I still had. Dragon Ball FighterZ and very, very recently, Guilty Gear Strive. Wait! I know a lot of people hear a fighting game pop up on the screen and their immediate reaction is their brain sends out that, no, that's not for me. No, I'm clicking off the video. Togo, I'm clicking off. Ignore it just for 1 second. I would have never played these games either. Fighting games are hard, end quote. I look at weird shit like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, like... I just don't get it. Just like the general gamer usually does. But this can be different if you let me explain fully. People often instantly brush off fighting games as not for me or way too difficult. And I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I think this one is straight up wrong and this one you're choosing to believe. Fighting games don't require any more thinking or learning than any of the other games you play. They don't. One reason it might feel like fighting games are a lot harder is because when you're playing Valorant, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, Elden Ring, any single player game for that matter, you're either on a team of people who all lose at the same time, so your brain can subconsciously or consciously blame your teammates instead of you, or you're not being bested by an actual human being in single player games cases. That did not hit me, hello? In a fighting game, you're in a cage versus one other dude. You lose, that guy must be better than you. That seems pretty fucking difficult. But is what you're actually supposed to perform in a fighting game in order to win harder than what you have to do in these other games? Fucking no! Playing and learning fighting games is easy. Learning to lose is the hard part.
Do not undermine yourself. There's fight within you yet.
Oh, you think you're just not interested in fighting games at all whatsoever? Don't kid yourself. We're looking at the same thing, aren't we? Like, I know you know this shit looks hype, bro. Don't lie. You know how DPS Doomfist was difficult, but anyone who touched that character, even for a brief moment in the practice range, immediately just felt the power. They were like... I can feel it! You know what I mean? You immediately could understand what was cool about him, at least. Same thing applies to this. You view one piece, of Guilty Gear content, and you see what's going on. It looks cool, but it's not enough. It's just still too hard, and it's not my thing. You gonna keep believing that, Larry? You gonna let me finish? I had zero interest in this game. I bought it for the sole reason of watching this cutscene. Which is not a lie, by the way. Which I also found out is not even the right fucking game. But what I ended up finding was something incredible. Guilty Gear is the fighting game for people who hate fighting games.
Alright, Pogo, there's actually a multitude of other fighting games which offer better inclusivity for those unfamiliar with the genre, so actually you're completely fucking wrong.
Shut up, I cast, I'm right, you're wrong. Guilty Gear is actually quite easy to get into if you go about it the right way. Yeah, if you buy the game and start trying to do this, it's going to be very fucking difficult, because this is very difficult. But if you buy the game and try to break it down into steps, it's actually very fucking easy. It's so easy even though... Okay, I'm sorry. I was going to include that joke in the video, but I personally felt really bad about it, so no shade towards anyone, unless you don't fucking subscribe to my channel. Breaking this game down into steps will make you realize how easy it really is. And that goes for every game in the genre, honestly, but I like this one, so we're focusing on it. Hey, you watching this video right now, as much as I wish this was an ad break, no, I just want you to pick someone cool on the screen. Okay, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I see you've went with... a good choice. That is the character you should play, or whoever looks cool, or whoever you want. That's what I'm saying. That's the one. Like, I like this guy. He's so fucking weird. He starts the game on the wrong side of the screen. I play him for this reason. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but now you need to learn how to play the game, which can take some time, but not nearly as long as you're thinking. Okay, Jesus Christ, and not even like half as long as you're thinking. What the fuck? It took me about a week of playing DPS Doomfist to finally grasp the concept of how to win. Such as, yeah, slam in, uppercut, try to kill someone, punch out. Yeah, that same thing. It's just a learning process. It genuinely does not take long to realize stuff like, oh, that's how I should maneuver my character. These buttons feel good to use. When I'm blocking, I should probably block low until I see an overhead. This fucker keeps blocking. Maybe we should grab him. These guys are running Echo Mercy. Maybe we should call them a... I can't wait to have an editor for this channel and them just being like, so you want me to include all this? Break it down step by step. Learn the system mechanics of the game, which is like what this and this shit does. And then ask questions rather than breaking controllers when you lose. Losing a match of Guilty Gear on floor 1 through 9, the floors are the ranks, by the way, means that you are probably doing something dumb that can be fixed very easily. For context, there are 11 floors. For more context, I think anyone above floor 10 would also agree with what I just said. It's easy and simple if you make it easy and simple. You're gonna go play tower, that means ranked, lose, and be like, yeah, the whole thing you just did, whether it's in a ladder match or a game of Overwatch or any game, for example, that's why you're gonna lose your next match too. Think why you lost. Dear Toko, this fast bitch is harassing my block and I can't do shit. Class is in session. Your opponents will throw a lot of garbage at you. Stuff that the average person will look at and think is overwhelming, but in all reality, it's oh so simple. The ones who understand how simple it really is are the same ones who make it look so easy, because it is. Look at all this shit. My average viewer is looking at this like, what the fuck am I even looking at? And in that regard, we are exactly the same. I don't understand what any of my opponents are doing at any given time, but you know what I do understand? How simple this shit is. Chip has an overhead that makes him light up blue like a Christmas tree. If those lit up blue, you block that? Well, please respond with a resounding... Thank you. With that in mind, I'd like to point out the fact that that is pretty much the only thing I know about fighting Chip, and I do not remember the last time I've ever lost to one. Now, as you just play the game more and more, you'll slowly apply things like this to the characters across the entire cast, and congrats, you're good at fighting games now. That is literally fighting games. If you can run through these little scenarios, which by the way you just did, and learn bit by bit more and more about the game, then there's no reason you can't learn any fighting game of your choosing, and that is a fucking fact. And to finalize my point, almost every match you lose in floor 1 through 9, the solution is that simple. It can be a multitude of different things across all the matches you play, but you're never gonna run into something that doesn't have a simple solution. That's partially why I love the game so much. Hey, you watching this video right now, take my controller. Okay, what do you do about this? You don't know? You don't know what to do? You don't? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you just want to play more? Okay. You died, by the way. Just like in any game, whenever you're introduced to a new concept, you're most likely going to get fucking annihilated by it until you learn how to deal with it. When you don't know how to deal with something and you can't figure it out in time, that's called losing. And I'm pretty sure I did this in my last video. You have two options after this happens. Let the sting of defeat consume your soul so much that you forever disregard every game in this genre till the end of time, leading to you missing out on some of the most fun you can have in any game ever, or 6P. I googled it. I found the solution. You're supposed to hold forward and hit punch. Oh, look, another alpha. Wait, Toko, I don't mean to glaze myself, but it's seriously that easy. You look at your screen in disgust, like how you want to write me a YouTube comment telling me that I'm overgeneralizing and how it's never truly that easy. There's always countless more variables in any given match that I can't keep track of. That's what truly makes fighting games so difficult, Toko. Don't you get it? The part that you don't understand is that, yes, there are countless variables that go on in any given match, but how many of them actually determine the winner? Usually not many, unless you're really high rank, and in some cases, one. Like, there are people who play this character and only do this. You know how to deal with this now, so you're probably gonna win even if they start doing other stuff, more than likely. I would make a bad therapist. I'm just too real and humble. Nah, but you need to realize that losing in a fighting game means something went wrong and you couldn't figure it out in time. Stop feeling bad about yourself and start playing for fun while also questioning why you lost instead of getting mad over it. Toko, it's like you said in your last video, I just can't stand losing. Yes, you can. Okay, stop it. Stop. Yes, you can. I'm a strong believer that if you hold yourself to really unrealistic expectations, then things are going to seem a lot more difficult for you. But if you can recognize that there is a process that everyone has to go through in order to get good, and don't bring yourself down, and then, and only then, does it become clear how easy it really is. This whole thing is how people like me come to truly enjoy fighting games, and how I came to love the more difficult characters in games, like this bald man. Stop rejecting fighting games and brushing them off as just not for you, and you'll soon come to realize that they're really no harder than any of the other games that you like to play. And the only thing that should be hard is me looking at Elfelt Valentine. And another reason you should buy Guilty Gear Strive is because it's secretly a music collection that comes with a free game. Just listen to that melody.